Hello, everyone. This is Tim Daniels, and I am just very thankful to God to spend this time with you that we call a moment with the Master. And it's a moment with the Master because we spend time in the Master's Word, and that's how we get to know God. You know, one of my favorite stories in the Bible is the story that is told of the prodigal son, and it is in the book of Luke in chapter 15. And it's a very familiar story about a father who had two sons, and one of the sons was rebellious. He decided to say, hey, I want all my money, I want all my inheritance. And of course, he left home. He did not want to be under control of his father. And he left home. And of course, you know the story. He wasted everything. And then the Bible said he came to himself and he came back. And of course, that young man's attitude, the way he left home, not the fact he left home, but the way he left home, wounded his father's heart. Because in essence, he told that father, I wish you were dead. Because to get your inheritance, it only happened at the death of the parent. And so when that young man said, I want my inheritance now, he's in essence saying, I can't wait till you die. In fact, I wish you were dead now. So that hurt his heart. But I think there's something else in this story here that sometimes goes unnoticed. And that is that this father was a single parent. This father raised these two boys on his own. With all the activity that went on in this story about the young man having a discussion with his father, the young man being gone, and how the father was looking out for him when he came back home and the party, at no time is a mother or his mother mentioned. And that tells me that she was not in that home and that father was raising these two sons alone. And I want to speak to two groups of folk. Number one, the single parents. Those of you, whether you are the mother or whether you're the father, and you've carried and shouldered the burden of raising children alone. You were the mother and the father. You were the nurturer. You were the disciplinarian. You're the one who did the homework. You were at all the games, or you spoke to the teacher. You were at the hospital. You couldn't say if the child was sick at school, call for somebody else, the spouse, to come and pick the child up. You carried that burden. And here's what I want to say to you. God is going to bless you. God is going to honor you. And God saw and continues to see what you are doing in sacrificing to raise your children. Keep up the good work because you are not alone. God is with you. Remember, Jesus' mother, Mary, for much of her life with those children, was a single parent. But I also want to speak to the children of single parents. I want to say to you, you have no idea the sacrifices that your mother or your father has made or is making as a single parent. When you're asleep at night, they're up. When you're asleep, they're up at night, figuring out, how do I pay these bills? How do I get the braces that my child needs? How do I make sure that the light bill is paid? How do I make sure that they have money for clothes and for college? Worried about making sure that you don't get tangled up with the wrong people. They are the ones who are at the schools and talking to your counselors and to your teachers. They are the ones who work overtime and sometimes an extra job. And I want to say to you, if you're a son or a daughter of a single parent, and if you're still at home, give them what they need. Give your single mother or your single father what they need. And what is that? Do what you're supposed to do. Behave at school. Stay out of trouble. Help them around the house. Honor God. Honor them. And whatever you do, don't make life hard and turn on the parent who loved you enough to stay there with you. One other point I want to say, though. If you are the son or daughter of a single parent, don't hold bitterness and resentment against the parent who was not there for you. If they could have been there for you and they were not there for you, that is because of some brokenness that has nothing to do with you. And as you get older and perhaps get grown, If that father who was not there needs you and they're older and they're sick, be there for them. God has called you to be there many times for a person who was not there for you. God will bless you because he said, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the earth and that things will go well with you. Have a great day. Thank God for your time. Thank you.